Much better than last week.
Oh, good morning, Shubha ma'am.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, fine. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. Rajeshwari ma'am, good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
We are looking at what AI is doing to children. I mean, the post I had shared kind of says it. I'll just read it out. AI's real danger isn't job loss, it is brain rot, convinced as progress. The real problem is that people were already looking for a shortcut. AI just arrived, and now nobody wants to think longer, write slower, or struggle through an original idea. They want speed, shine, or polish. They want something that looks smart without doing the hard work of becoming smart. That is why AI may kill creativity and critical thinking for a lot of people overnight, not overnight, but quietly day by day until people lose the habit of thinking on their own. This resonates so much with our physical ability. Initially when we got a cooking gas, um, or the blender, mixie, as what they used to call it, electricity, TV, all of these were novelties. When we got it, we were like super excited about it. We appreciated it. It saved so much of our time and energy and effort. I didn't have to depend no longer on anybody. And now you see the effect of it on our generation, where we can't sweep the entire house in one go, where we need maids, where we need cooks, something that our parents could manage for 20, 30 people easy. We order in. So we have lost that ability in the physical way. Physically, we have become weaker and unskilled also. You can see our younger generation, they cannot sew a button in. They don't know how to mix things up. What consistency of batter would it look like for dosa? Many small things like that you see younger children having lost. We probably can walk for a kilometer, 2, 3, 4 kilometers. Younger generation will not want to walk it. Physical abilities have consistently dropped, and now AI is bringing our mental abilities also, intellectual abilities also. All these days we used to talk about lopsided human development. We were more in the heads than in the bodies. So to balance that overthinking, anxiety, we talked about bringing in physical activity to balance it out. Now AI is even weakening the intellectual ability, and we have seen it in the students already. We have school teachers, college professors complaining about how everybody is writing their dissertation documentation using AI. It was interesting. Some 3 years ago, I think, my niece would pester my brother to read a novel. He is not a reader, but she would keep the novel on the coffee table, and she would like tell him, read it, read it, read it. And at that time, chat gpt had just come out with their very beginning version, and my brother had discovered it. He happily told the chat gpt to summarize the book for him, and he sent out like a good size message to his daughter, saying telling the summary of the book. And she, being a computer science student, instantly was like, ChatGPT dad. He had never read a word, but he had written the summary, right? So many students are doing it, and you see, even when teaching faculty, the ones who used to commit a lot of mistakes now do it on ChatGPT and send it across, and it's perfect. But when you get to the reality, it's very, very different. And we are getting used to this. Just how we got used to the blenders and variety of blenders now, hand blenders and shakers and smoothie makers, not just one machine. We have one machine for each of the functions, and we cannot live without them now, right? So variety of those are coming in. Similarly, variety of chat boxes are coming in who are taking care of most of our day-to-day needs. We don't need psychologists anymore. We can type in my problem into ChatGPT and it will give you some solutions. And if you are in the headspace, emotional space, you can work it out on your own. You don't need human interactions at all. But but this is what we are facing. It is not for us. AI has come into our life after we developed. In some way, head, heart, hands, kind of balanced to whatever extent, and we were developed. But for children, it is coming during the developmental phase. That is very, very scary, risky. In our times, we talk about spiritual bypassing. It's like saying, oh, everything is my karma, everything will be taken care of, somebody is there to take care of, because I don't want to put that effort. So I just give it up to these external unseen creatures. And now we are developmentally bypassing. When the stage is bypassed, it's very difficult to come back and fix it. Neurologists are constantly telling us, the brain cells have to fire together, have to myelinate to form a stronger path for us to use it at a later time. Now, that is not happening when children get on to using AI. No myelination is happening. I don't have to repeat, practice, do something several hundred times. I can just have my ChatGPT create a beautiful image and use it and get a wow from everybody. And dopamine rush is fulfilled, need is fulfilled, no myelination. I'm just wondering, this is just my thought. The retina, it seems, does not regenerate cells. My brother had a problem with his eye and he had to take some steroid injections, and now one after other he's never healed. It has come to a point where he has to get an eye transplant because retina has no capacity to regenerate cells, while brain has capacity to regenerate cells. Now, using AI, will we make our brain like retina where it cannot regenerate itself? Is that possible? Could that happen 10, 20, 50, 100 years from now? Where we just become slaves. There is so much of readily available. We probably talk, but we really cannot do that executive functioning. We cannot walk the talk. Then what do I become? Right? This is something we have to think about for our children. Developmentally, brain still learns through repetitions, through rhythm, through slow reading, through um, interaction with nature, through those sensory integrations, touch, feel, smell, etc. Now, if AI is doing everything for us, what would be the need for those sense organs anymore? Now, there would be the survival of fittest would probably come into picture again. where the fittest would be somebody at the very, very top. Like in the spiritual world we have Swami Vivekananda, we would have in the materialistic world, in the AI world, a few top people who can think, who can sense, who can do everything and program it in, and we become consumers, only consumers, and we wither away, we just disappear because we are unable to create anything on our own. Have become so dependent on the AI. And I mean, it's just not um, AI getting information from the Google. We have all those bots that are doing work for us. And I saw a reel other day. Uh, this was in China. She is visiting China and she ordered something from McDonald's. And she said, well, the food will be delivered to your door by a robot. And yeah, I mean, it's like very fancy right now, just like how we fancied a blender 50 years ago. I mean, she opened, she's all wow about it, she's taking a video of it. And I did the same thing when I sat in that driverless car. It it seemed amazing, but then scary also in terms of human consumption and human capabilities. So we need to see, practice for ourselves. Where do I want my child to be? One of those who's fittest to survive this whole wave and ride, or somebody who succumb to this and we just vanish. This is food for thought.